one of the unarmed scouts, the one who was trying to fight with a pipe, drags over the one undamaged orc gun.
Nice.
Yeah, so search checks for pawing over the living quarters and whatnot.
Do you want me to roll an awareness check for being outside?
Yo, light pours out of my face.
Wow.
And what was that for Geralt?
Oh, I said, do you want me to roll an awareness check just to see if I'm successful in spotting anything?
Yes.
Is it awareness or search?
I'm not out. I'm keeping watch.
Oh, right.
Search is
Right.
basically for when you're pawing over a room or something, looking
Yeah.
for something.
All right.
I'm gonna get the
That's
crappy roll.
pass.
Yeah. I get the crappy roll so you don't have to.
Yo, the critical success though.
But yeah, so Romeo sees all of the things.
I activate my sonar.
Walk in there and it's like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes.
Yup.
Moment.
That's only 2 degrees of success though, but it's still a natural one.
Yeah, that good of a roll still does deserve a special roll. Deserves a special thingy. And you guys were intending to fully explore the remaining area. As much as you're able.
Unless something prevents us.
Okay, this just got interesting. I'm doing the little rolls for shit for you.
Okay, I like interesting things.
You find what appears to be a suit of relatively light, powered armor.
Okay.
Shiny.
However, it looks like it's covered in all sorts of lines of, seems to be some kind of like living, pulsing crystal.
Oh, okay.
Seems a little semi-organic. Light doesn't scatter over the armor the right way. Just something about it radiates utter madness. No sane person designed this hardware.
Captain?
Yes.
I believe we found some strange technology.
I'm gonna look at the armor for a minute. Yes. That is exactly what that is. So it
This
just
is-
reads craziness to anyone who looks at it? No check required or anything?
No check required.
Uh,
This thing is batshittery made flesh. Or, well, metal. And crystal.
And living metal crystal.
Did somebody say bad shittery?
Can I roll
Shittery.
Xenos? Knowledge Xenos? Is that what this falls under?
Depends on what you're doing.
Let's say figure out what kind of race is into this particular kind of batshittery.
You could give it a go with Knowledge Xenos, sure.
That is under my intelligence by 2.
But you? Okay, yeah, I'll give that to you. You've never seen a design quite like this before, though some of the actual patterns that the crystal takes on the armor are consistent with other Martellan symbols you've seen thus far.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna take a shot at, is this thing safe enough to put in a lab to figure out if it's safe enough to let someone try on?
I will try on regardless.
You're just gonna put it on right now?
Well, when yeah, if you want, if I'm allowed.
Not until I've at least taken recordings of it.
Well, what you're able to discern is that Zennith is the one who would have to judge that for you.
Oh, is it psychic? Okay.
If this thing is dangerous, it's dangerous in a warp way. You don't know if it is.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I actively hate the warp, so I no longer like it.
Okay, I'm going to invite Zennith to try and answer that question for me then. Do you think this is safe enough to even put into safety testing?
I assume that's a Sinisians. Or...
Sinisians indeed.
Oh, and everyone's taking all the good rolls, so this is gonna suck. Goddamn. Yeah. Oh wait,
That's a 1.
that's an awesome.
Yeah, that's a 1.
Okay.
That's
Sweet.
That's a critical success.
Wow. Wow. That was like my first ever. That's so cool.
That was my first ever one too. Oh my god.
But I mean, like, even I've been sucking like in almost all my rolls this game.
You're gonna know exactly what's up with this armor. It's gonna be crazy.
So it's like one of those like small head tilts. Getting the read off of it.
Look like the RCA dog.
You have been conveniently reading a book just about this kind of armor.
Like I read I read a waterproof copy while I was in the shower getting up the second round of blood and guts.
One moment, let me double check if there's any actual warp relation on this thing, or if it's just weird for other reasons.
Oh, that'd make me the
Okay.
saddest.
Oh.
That will make me the saddest.
But you would know without a doubt that
Yeah.
it's not warp weird,
Yeah.
which in itself is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, near as you are able to tell, yeah, just double checking. There is definitively warpness lingering about this thing. It is definitely causing warp disruptions. They're subtle, very subtle, but you're able to peer through all of the disturbance in the warp that's all over these Martellan ruins, and piece out that it is definitively the source of small disruptions.
If we're going to judge the disruptions on a level of perfectly fine to warp demon battery found last session, where does it lie?
Yeah.
Near as Zennith is able to tell, she can mostly just read the severity as opposed to the specifics of what it would do with its warpness. I mean, the severity isn't that large. It's definitely warp-touched in some way.
What does that mean, though? Does it react to the warp, or if it's using warp to achieve a certain like goal, as in it's like powered by the warp, but it makes it like invisible or something like that?
Well, it's definitely not being concealed in any way. That would have impacted Zennith's capacity to detect anything on it. Unless it's so hidden that she can't tell it's trying to hide.
As I recall, artifacts always have that same description. It's slightly magical, but of no particular flavor.
Are there any like legends about what they might have been wearing when they were teleporting that would kind of cause that?
The best you guys were able to find was just that they were there, that they had teleported about. There weren't detailed descriptions.
Well, there was a vision.
Yeah.
That's true, there was a vision.
Were they wearing anything like that in the vision?
This certainly doesn't look like anything that Romeo saw in the vision. Or, you know, since you actually found the bodies of those guys he saw in the vision, it doesn't look anything like the armor fragments you found, either.
But I assume the shield would fit a Martellon. Is it really big? Or, like, long?
It's tall.
Yeah.
But you think that you could fit it down to your size.
Just get us a tailor!
It would need to be fitted.
Roll up its sleeves.
If it's not really warp, like, if it doesn't have, like, a huge warp presence, it's probably safe to wear.
Probably safe.
If I had full HP, I'd try it on. If I had full HP, I'd try it on, but I don't want to right now.
I have 0, and I'm gonna.
Yes,
well, I'd like to.
I'm less than half. So.
What I was thinking is, we have been doing this, finding ancient artifacts thing for a while, yes?
Yes. Maybe.
So presumably we have some sort of, regular containment containers.
Do we have a Ghostbusters style containment unit?
Well, I mean, think of Warehouse 13.
Oh, yeah.
Right, like they have the gloves, they have the purple stuff, they have cases. So, presumably we have some sort of something like that.
Unfortunately, most of the equipment that would make handling weird crap semi-safe is incredibly rare. You're mostly handling this with archaeologists' tools, and whatever sort of shit you'd find in the average person's garage.
Fantastic. What does it actually require to make it safe, just out of curiosity?
Required to do what?
The rare technology that's required to make it actually semi-safe?
It depends on the specific thing, but in this case, I assume you're talking about like warp and psychic negation stuff, of which I am not certain of what the actual rarity is. I'd have to go piecing through the books, but I know it's not something one picks up on average. Certainly not something you're assumed to have.
Wouldn't it be more likely to be a person than it is in a piece of equipment?
Actually, you'd probably have an easier time finding psi-negating equipment than psi-negating people.
I was thinking like we'd recruit an untouchable dude.
Untouchables are so rare that the only place you can find them is the Imperium, because they're the only ones with a large enough population to statistically produce them.
Okay, didn't know.
And we're talking, you know, untold millions of worlds.
Well, we found this cool thing. I'm okay with heading back.